So for the first episode, I start with a quite rough topic, the meaning of life, or more specifically, like how to give life meaning. And there are a couple of things to it, but I just want to start with an analogy of basically Sisyphus. So Sisyphus was in ancient Greek, a guy who got a penalty by Zeus to roll up a huge rock all the way up to a mountain on the top. However, on the way to the top, the huge rock will always fall down and roll back to the starting point. And even when he reached the top, the rock still couldn't stay there, and because of the wind or because of any other thing, the rock just rolled the way all the way down, which basically resembles that this is basically useless. I mean, why does he even have to roll the rock up there? Because it doesn't make sense. It's just like a penalty and doesn't give him anything. Neither does this give anything to Zeus. It's just really useless, nonsense to do this. So what then gets into it is, okay, how is that kind of different to what we do? If you consider okay, it seems different. So you have your job, you do it quite on a regular basis, from in the Monday morning until Friday evening. You're basically doing nothing but this, going to work, do your natural usual routines. In the evening, you might go back to your family, but even though you're already tired, so you cannot invest so much time with them. And so basically this is resemble in the analogy, this similar to rolling up the rock onto a mountain and see, well, there's nothing really there, so the rock rolls down again. And with that analogy, just should say is that life in general is meaningless. Sounds quite dramatic, but also if you see it from a third person perspective, or rather from a universe position, it says or shows, once we take our vision from it, so basically our adjectives to the world, that the rock is heavy, for example, or something is beautiful. It's just our interpretation of the world, what's there. So if we take that off, it is just there and has no meaning in itself. So the world does not have a meaning just by itself, just pure existence, but rather we as humans give the world some kind of meaning, just because that's what we do. That we're trying to figure out a reason for it. Why are we here? However, with the analogy, it basically says there's none. There's no sense. Really, there's no meaning in it. Neither does the universe perspective give it any kind of meaning. It just proves that there's no meaning. So what then Camus, a philosopher says, well, we actually, or he agrees to the thing what I just mentioned. He also mentioned that analogy, and the most important thing he does say is the meaning of life is to give meaning to life. So that is basically what he gets out of it. So it's not something what we can find, what we need to look for, or need to wait for. Rather, we need to create it. We need to do something. We need to act on this realization if if we think that is true, you need to act on it in order to do something useful, proper, or meaningful out of your life. Additionally to that, also the speech at the Stanford University from Steve Jobs was basically in the same direction. So what he in the end said was, wait, let me have a look. Damn it, no, I completely destroyed the whole flow. Oh yeah, stay hungry and stay foolish. So what he basically means with that is stay hungry to do something new or create something new, and be foolish on the way. So you obviously will make mistakes, you will like fail and fall down. However, what he says essentially is you need to act in order to create your purpose in life, your really something, the meaning in life. He says the same thing basically as Camus. You need to create the meaning of your life, and that is basically what we discussed today in a philosophy class, or about whether the debate of whether suicide is right or wrong. Stay tuned, maybe there's the next video soon.